Hey guys, it's Nicole and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be repotting 3 Phalaenopsis orchids. These orchids I got from the Tamiami Orchid Festival, so they are overdue for repot. They do fine in these little sleeves. I can water them until they get dry. I just sort of watch the media to make sure that it's not too soggy. But otherwise, I'm going to be putting these into some 5-inch pots, but we will be repotting my Phalaenopsis cerulea, my Phalaenopsis LD Bears Queen, and my Phalaenopsis amboinensis Nicole. So I'm going to soak these guys in water to make sure it absorbs everything so the moss is easy to soak up and come off. And I'm going to hydrate that moss. It looks like nothing right now, but it'll grow to be a lot. So I will be back in a couple of minutes. Alrighty guys, we're good to go. The sphagnum moss has been hydrated, and we will start with one orchid over here. So this one is the Phalaenopsis cerulea. I've sterilized my cutting tools, and we're going to get this out of the pot. Sphagnum moss is very, very moisture retentive. So I've been able to keep orchids successfully in these sleeves for a while. Sadly, I do it because of space issues. But eventually you do need to replace the moss. It does break down relatively quickly. But you just have to make sure that it's not too tightly packed and everything's going to be fine. It's also very environment dependent. I will say that sphagnum moss lately has been getting quite expensive, so there are other materials out there that you can use, such as coconut husk, which work really well. Right now I'm using moss just because I like how it grows with my summer blooming orchids. A lot of folks ask me why I don't put my summer bloomers into leca, and the reason for that is that leca is very cooling and moss doesn't cool as much as leca does, and a lot of these are hot growers. So I want to give it an environment that works very well for the orchid. So that's why I put them into moss or coconut husk or one of those organic type setups. So this is packed quite tight, so I'm loosening this up, making sure to be very careful with the roots. We do have some new root tips that are coming out, but once we clean this up, we'll give it a nice little rinse, and then we'll check on the roots. As I mentioned, sphagnum moss has been getting so expensive, but coconut husk is more affordable. So if you guys are having issues finding sphagnum at a good price, what you can do is just buy 1 brick of sphagnum moss and then mix it in with a little bit of husk if you want a really moist environment for your orchid, kind of like I do, since it dries here pretty quickly during winters. And then what you could also just use pure coconut husk. So this one is all done. I'm going to rinse this out, and I will get the others bare root as well, and we'll inspect the root systems. Next one is the Phalaenopsis amboinensis Nicole. Curious if this is different from my other amboinensis. Some of them come out yellow, and I kind of want a yellow one because the one I have is white and red. It's a pretty one. But yeah, this has been in here since October. I basically just let these guys dry out because it does take maybe about a week to 10 days for them to fully dry. And then I water them again, and it's totally fine. It just really depends on your environment. Now this one's really root bound. I should have done this sooner. So it's gonna find some good space in that new larger pot. So I'm gonna be really careful with removing this moss here. Yeah, it looks like everything circled the bottom of the pot and nothing really grew in the center. Now that I'm feeling it out. We'll get this emptied out, and I will fast forward here. root system is looking pretty good. I'm gonna give this another rinse and another soak rather to loosen up that root ball. But it looks good, and we have a flower spike right here. Okay, this last one is the Phalaenopsis elderberry's queen. I'm gonna take off this little container here. There's usually algae that grows on the outside of these pots, but generally it's not too bad because it doesn't make its way to where there isn't any light in the middle of the root ball. So it doesn't concern me other than it looks a little ugly sometimes, but it doesn't really do anything. You can sort of see how green it is. Nice little root tip growing up there. Let's see if we can loosen this up without messing with that root. And I will fast forward here. Starting to make progress unraveling this root ball. I'm putting it in moss because these grow well in moss for me, but also take a look at the root system. It looks good. So this isn't going to be shocked as it's transitioned over into its new pot. We also have another spike there. So if you do pot an orchid into a completely different growing system, sometimes that does shock your orchid. So we're going to be very mindful for these summer blooming phals. I know that this works in my environment. Leca for hot growers like summer blooming phals isn't the best for me, which is why I stick with the moss. And I care less about having everything in the same exact grow system than I do growing these well. And these orchids are very fragrant usually, and they're really nice, especially like the Bellinas, the Violaceas, the Novelty crosses. They're all wonderful. The Amboinenses, I don't like the fragrance as much, but it's really, really pretty. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna rinse this off and get the old moss out. There's really not much cleanup we need to do, but I'll come back with my sterilized shears and we'll get to potting these guys. So I rinsed everything off and all of the roots on these guys look really good. What we're looking for is we want to check for squishy roots, and virtually all of these roots are alive. The only questionable one I see here is this one has like a dark area up top, but the bottom part is firm, so I'm not going to cut it. And we see that there's some new root tips coming in. With this one, these are all firm. Maybe the bottom tip has died off. I don't think it's even worth cutting. This one broke here, but the bottom part is firm. It may have broken while I was removing that moss. Probably trim that. Right over here, this is dead. Otherwise, I think we have the same situation as the others where we have some hanging by a thread, but they're still alive, so I'm gonna leave them. And I'm not too concerned about leaving them in. I'd rather leave them than cut them off. I don't want to introduce a wound to this orchid. I'll cut just under where it's dead. So we still have a little bit of the dead material there, so we're not introducing a new wound to the roots. I think this one is fine. They're doing pretty good for orchids that have been in those pots for a while. Let me sterilize my cutting shears real quick. I have some alcohol here on the side before I move to the next orchid. quickly sterilize them. You never want to cut with the same scissors. Let's see if we have anything to do on this one. There's little bits of moss here and there. I'm not too concerned about it. You do have to replace the moss because eventually it does degrade depending on how often you water. Generally after about a year, for something that gets heavy water, is usually that's when you start getting some breakdown and it starts getting more acidic. I find that about a year and a half it's fine. Otherwise, coconut husk lasts longer, bark lasts longer, but sphagnum retains a lot of moisture. So that's why I like it so much, but you do need to repot more. Husk, you could probably go like 2 or 3 years without having to repot, depending on how it's growing. This is all looking good. And then bark, a good quality orchiata bark or something firm won't need repotting for a long time. So I'm going to get one of these into its pot. These look totally fine. Let's do the Phalaenopsis Bellina Cerulean first. So we have this pot here. It's not see-through. I know that these generally do well for me in my environment, so I'm okay with a pot that's not clear. The most important part is that we're going to do the opposite of how it was potted before. It was very tight before. We're going to make sure that we use fluffy strands. So I'm just sort of gently putting it in here, and then we'll firm it up as we pot it up. I will be right back because I need to get some slow release fertilizer that I'd like to use this year. There we go. I'm going to add it closer to the top so when water trickles down it could take over the roots. So we're going to gently put this in here. We want the leaves to sit up, and then we will pot up around this orchid. And this will have nice room to grow. It's a shorter pot, it's a little different. We'll see if the roots will probably grow outside of it, as they normally do. Orchids do whatever the heck they want, but that's okay. So as you can see, I'm not pressing down extremely hard. I'm just gently placing moss around the root ball. I'm pressing lightly just to make sure that there's some contact there with the root ball, but we're not compacting it down. I find that these orchids grow better that way. My LD Bears King has actually been growing that way for the past year and a half, and I'll need to repot that one soon. It's outgrowing the pot, so this method works well. We want to make sure that it's firm but not too tightly packed. And let's see. I don't want it to move too much. Let's actually add some, let me take a little off so I could add a couple beads of this slow release fertilizer. I'm not going to add too much. I'm just adding a little bit for the times that I don't remember to fertilize, because I do top off my orchids every now and then. I like to use a light feed. I could do an updated video about that if you guys are interested. But this sort of constantly feeds this orchid, and Phalaenopsis do like a little bit of a heavier feed. Summer bloomers less so than some of the larger complex hybrids, but they appreciate being fed. And this is pretty much it. Let me make sure it's, yeah. Let me add a little bit more. So this will be a tiny bit wobbly until the roots start gripping in there. And then it'll just circle this pot and all will be good to go. I'm gonna repot the others and come back and show you the final outcome. Alrighty guys, we are all set. Everything has been potted into moss. I added a tiny bit of slow release fertilizer, and I think these are gonna grow well here. So I'm gonna be taking care of these. Given that they are summer bloomers, I'm gonna make sure that these stay nice and moist, and they won't get too sopping wet because this is a very fluffy mix. I'm not pressing down on it too much, so it won't suffocate those roots. There's plenty of air for the roots, and these will grow nicely. In the next couple of videos, if you guys are interested, I'll do a more challenging repot with some of my other summer blooming phals that were potted up in this same way, but I'd imagine we're gonna have some more dead roots. These these were kind of easy, so I was happy that they didn't take me too long. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more orchid content. See you guys soon. Bye, everyone.